Hello everyone and welcome back to good old Tropico, my little paradise. Well, I just gotta say it's my little paradise. It's beautiful, it's lively, it's flourishing. Yes, well, we have also gotten the prison now, something new. Also, my export rates are still fine, but they're nowhere where I would like to have them. So we want to continue growing with the money. And one thing that we have unlocked in the World War is the oil well. So there we have it, 5,000 the cost. Of course, we do need... oh boy, we do need oil. There is some oil over there. It's further away, alright, but it could still work. Of course, it's a long way over there. I guess we can even make two work here. This could really work out. 160,000, let's just see, we have one and we could have a second one here then as well. Perfect. Let's get the road going, probably pretty far. Just over there, we already have a road. This road is now going to that oil well there. Perfect. That's that. I just hope that my workers get there. Let's actually, you know what, let's finish this oil well there right away. It's actually finished right away, so there's no construction for it. Let's just have a look at it. Another one that does starts the oil age for our empire. There's actually a worker who can get over here. Is that right? Let's just have a look at him. He's already here. Very good. So I guess he spawned in this one. And I guess... oh, and his flop house is a bit far away. So this is probably not going to be so efficient, but it's worth trying it out. Now, in the last episode, we built some advanced industry. So over here, we have also now the shipyard, which is already having quite a few steps before we can get to boats. And I would like to continue on that path. So we still have a couple of industries available here that are interesting. One of them is the textile industry. So processes wool or cotton to produce cloth, emits pollution. We have the weapons that I haven't built yet, and I'm not going to build that. As long as we don't have nickel, we might need to import nickel. The other one is the cannery. So this produces canned food out of fish. So we could finally have a use for fish. The thing is though, the cannery does require electricity. And that is something that we don't have yet. So I guess it's time for electricity. As we can see, the power plant costs me 18,000 in total if I want to build that. That's steep. That's a huge price. So I don't think we are going with electricity right away. But we can still process until then, right? So we can still continue to advance. What is worth doing perhaps is building a second shipyard, because this one is full of planks all the time. Boats are valuable and we have enough planks, right? So we're producing quite a lot of planks. So I would like to build a second shipyard. All right, we should be able to do this right beside it. Perfect. Having two of them, why not? Doubling the boat output. I wonder what kind of boats we actually sell. I guess some little rowboats like this one here. Right, nothing big, nothing fancy, not yet anyway. Later we can even construct cars, but for now we have to be fine with that. We got some 5 homeless people right now. I would like to get some more houses up. Here in this little corner we can still squeeze in a house if we want to. Beside the church. We could also have it behind it, or on that side here I think we can still have something. So perhaps another few houses like that, and perhaps also another bigger house than here, something like that, right? So here we can have a road, of course, beside all the parks, and then perhaps an apartment again, I guess. An apartment would fit in quite nicely. That we have the tannery. We need to be careful with the tannery. It's difficult. Space is getting a bit rare. There we still have a bit of space, so we could do something. One thing that I could do here is having another restaurant, perhaps? Or something that is fun. We have the fun pier, it requires electricity, but the botanical gardens is something we haven't done yet. And yeah, we can do this, and we definitely should. Let's have this one. We could have it here. It should be in a good location, right? Behind the palace? Having something like that behind the palace, why not? One here. And then we can still have something over there, right? Another bigger building than behind the palace. Having the gardens beside the palace. I think that's a good idea. It's close by. The other things are for the rich, right? So like this one here is the opera house and the cabaret. It's really something that only high educated people go to. And in that case, we don't profit from that yet because Tropico is a worker republic, at least for now. What we can also do over here, and what I would like to do is, I would like to continue building some more houses. So as always, in that case we have the normal houses, we have the flop houses. The normal houses are like a bit more because they just look prettier to look at, right? So this is looking much better, I think. than, for example, this. Even though this is more fitting for a bigger town, of course, right? Having those bigger houses there, like the apartment here as well. Housing quality is not that bad in those houses there. And this is not looking so bad at all, right? Having then some parks beside them. We could, of course, increase also the housing quality. And with a bit of budget, we could increase the housing quality also to at least 46. So people would like that a bit more. Yeah, let's have some more flop houses there. I think, like here, we could squeeze it in. That would just fit very nicely beside it. And then perhaps also, once again, 2 parks. And we could squeeze in another one here, hopefully. No, we can't. It's a bit of a pity here with the curves, so it's not that easy getting anything done here. I was hoping that this is working, but it's not, obviously, so nothing I can do there. I could have some more flop houses like that. So another one here, righto. And in this area then we could have still an apartment beside the church, or a service building, something like that. Another clinic might work. After all, our current clinic is rather overloaded with people. And quite busy as well. We found the barracks, very good. Another thing, oh, the customs office we also would need. And the immigration office.
I'm so glad I made this.
Very good. We had a quest there for exporting some boats with the broker. Now this is not real money for us, right? What we just received is the Swiss bank account money. So that's what happens when the game is over. The money here is being used as a score, more or less. And I think we can also use this Swiss money then later to use in some other way. But right now we can't do that. And I would also like to have a look at my overlays and just have a look around what's going on in my town. So as we can see, we have, for example, no electricity yet. Crime safety is pretty fine throughout, thanks to the police station. We might have a bit more over there, but it's not red or anything like that. Fun coverage is perfect, really. Healthcare coverage is also fine, so there's no big deal here. Food quality is suffering here a bit, and here that's because they're a bit further away from my grocery. Residential occupancy is also good. Workforce. It's looking like everything is actually working out for my city at the moment. There it is. Beauty is what I wanted to look up at, actually. So we can see where appeal ratings are high and where they're low. Of course, here close to the tannery it's pretty low. So I might now move my tannery. So we can do this here and just move it a bit further outside. Just beside the mine, right? Off it goes. And another thing that I could do to beautify it, of course, is some smaller park there once again. I might actually build a big park this time. Beside the high school. 2 big parks here beside the high school. Right, then perhaps a little road. And then we can still squeeze something in there as well. I think this is pretty cool here. Nice ornament that we have. And we still have space for a public building or government building in the area. Yep, the bank would fill in like this. This is actually looking good then. Beside the park. Of course, now the bank would be beside ranches. That's not a very good sign. But later on, it could look really cool. Immigration office. Let's also unlock this. We do need it sooner or later anyway. This is though too big, so we'll have to have this one some over there then. Right, I wanted to check here real quick now. Both of my shipyards now have the right amount of planks, and both of them producing boats for us. Also, both are fully occupied. Increases the Dutch crane. I can still, yeah, there I can do it for 7,500. I should do that for both of them, right? Even though it's expensive. And also the little buses here driving around. We can also see how many people are using those buses. This is a very good bus line, for example, because the bus is full. And this one is not used that much. And just in time, the botanical garden is also completed. There we have it now. A nice little garden. Actually, the entrance. Where's the entrance of this one? I think the entrance is here. So let's have a road there as well. Going through the middle. So this is where the park is then. We can move all of these buildings if we want to again. So no big deal. We have the workers' right. And yeah, well, basically people can now go there. Another 5,000 rate points. Let's just check. We are done with the treasure hunt. We could have a look at one of the monuments that we have there right now. So each era offers some different monuments. So while we are in this era, we should be getting something. Stonehenge, for example. Right, with Stonehenge, we can attract then more tourists later on. And, oops. Let's go with Stonehenge. The heist is in progress. Alright, Stonehenge is in progress. And after that, please go with treasure hunts. Right, taking a bit of time, of course. Alright, the transport is coming in. This should be some good money there again. How many boats, by the way? There's not a single boat on board right now. Alright, but cash, it was 30,000 once again. Let's just have a look around. We still have a few homeless people. And I would also like to finish this little area there. So let's have us a nice little park there once again. And then I probably can just have here beside the chapel and the church, having a nice little bigger park there once again. Lots of green area I definitely want to have in my town. Very important in this case here. We also have the commando garrison still. Let's build it. At some point I do need to have it anyway. It's expensive, 12,000, I know. But it's probably going to be worth it. Certainly not beside the botanical garden. But perhaps, yes, behind the police and fire department. I think it makes sense to have this one here. Wait a second. I'm going to place this one a bit different. Looking towards the street. I think that's better. Right? One thing like that. And we probably will need barracks at some point to have our own little army as well. We might be facing attacks at some point. Alright. For the housing, we have some flop houses there, and I might just... yeah, you can never have enough houses, really. We might just have an apartment here as well. In this area. And wildfires! Once again, the raw goods, except for minerals, is increased by 15% in price. Now we got some boats on board again. And Canal Uno tells us the latest news. There we have now our commando garrison. This one is focusing on missions at the moment. Let's just have a look. We did build this now and complete the sabotage access raid. So now we have unlocked something new, and that is up here. We have the pirate cove so far. In addition, we have now the commando garrison. And here we can now, for example, say decrease Caribbean happiness, commandos assault the resistance, number of guerrillas reduced by 5. We could also make some treasure hunts with them. But as we can see, they're also using the same queue that my pirate cove is doing, right? We also get the Eiffel Tower here now. That might be something interesting. And we should have sabotage access. There it is. So this is something. And let's actually finish this one sooner. There it is now. And then we can continue with some treasure hunts. But the sabotage access we do need to complete in order to be on good terms with the allies. Speaking about allies, we could request the alliance now. Will be an alliance that prevents Tropico from being conquered by other superpowers. The allied superpower will trigger an ultimatum to keep the alliance once the relationship drops below 81. The action has a cooldown of 12 months. And this is our goal that we have then here. Reach state of alliance.
Your buccaneers hanker to weigh
and your buccaneers hanker... Oh, penultimo! I have to wait 1 year. An old gypsy woman who insisted that we are to be sunk by storms before the cock crows. But there is not even a whisper of a zephyr. He must have smoked something again.
Everyone has friends, right, Prez? And it's right to help friends.
And the broker, once again, we have to produce some coffee. So these are some passive quests in the background. They give me some Swiss money there once again. Alright, and there's actually the broker that we can use to use the Swiss money that we have. So right now we have 4,000 in a bank account. And for example, we could say convince talk adds an option to active demands, allowing you to successfully complete them. You can currently use this 0 times, and with that I can use it 1 time. Pretty cool, I think. And I think we're going with that, right? So there we bought it. And now we have the convincing for demands that we could use then in this case. We also have an election once again, but approval ratings are absolutely fine. Oh,
booty once more.
and we've also waited now 360 days penultimate. That's it? Alright, it was just a fun event, it seems. I've made a promise with the election, once again, is we need more clinics. So I'm going to add another clinic to the area. We have one here, but as we can see, it's pretty full. Over here, we still have some more space, and I would like to use this area here. So there we can squeeze in one more clinic and probably a second one if we want to. I'm also going to have a nice little park then here once again in this area just beside the clinic. Clinics do cost me a lot of money. Oh yes. And speaking about money, we have different working modes that can adjust the amount of stuff that those buildings can do and their upkeep, of course. Let's have a look at research. I haven't done this yet, so we might just have a look at that. For example, here increases the efficiency of all high schools and colleges by 25%, but also increases their upkeep of them. Let's still research this one here. We have 7,000 points at this point, so quite fine. There we have it. We can also add work modes to the library. We can have employees of mines and industrial buildings work double shifts as long as this edict is active. Might also be an option for the future. It's just an edict that we unlock. We haven't activated it yet. We can also say free housing, for example. The citizens pay no rent anymore. Right? Communists like that, capitalists don't like that. And stuff like that. Child allowances are not accounted for when determining the economic wealth of the family. The children might be something else. We could become more wealthy with that. We could also say that every citizen can use a car for free. Does cost me 1,000 per month, so it's quite expensive. Lots of those things. Let's also activate the clinic work modes. Research has been completed. I just want to see what we have unlocked with that. The quack salver. Workers only require a high school. The base wage is decreased by $6, decreases the service quality by 30. That doesn't sound very good. I don't know if I want to get a doctor with a high school only and not a proper college, so we rather stick with that. Also, a fire for the first time is happening right here in the logging camp, but my firefighters, as we can see, are already working on it with a fire extinguisher. That's definitely going to do the trick, I guess. Alright, also the complete sabotage is over. I have no idea what happened there, but the sabotage is finished and we can now decide, and I think we go with a random blueprint. The cannery! How good is that? That was very expensive. The cannery we can build now, so this was totally worth it. That's a lot of cash. There we have it, so we only need to pay another 6,500. The power plant, we have 50,000 money, so it might be worth going for the power plant now. I know the blueprint is killing it, but other than that, we do get electricity with our power station. Now let's just decide where we would want that. Oh, also my creamery is fire now, but we already have someone there. Now I just need to decide where do we want to have the power plant. Best probably where we already have a bit of infrastructure, because there's also a bus station over here, so people can get there, the workers especially. I guess I did place a bus station here somewhere. There it is. Very good. So we can have it here. Let's have the power station, yeah, right here in this corner there, in this block. Perfect. Very expensive, but with that we have finally electricity available then. So I can also build the other one, which would be now the cannery over there. Fish we already have, so we really only need to place this building here. Once again, very expensive. Let's have this beside the cigar factory, just here. Right, so my little industry area that we have. Is this, by the way, decreasing efficiency? Nope, not one bit for the logging camp, so they're still working fine. The fishery is then close by, right, so being transported over there. Canned food can then be transported to the docks.
All done? One.
Also, planes are now docking at my dock. Very good. So another additional income. Oh well, it's getting faster, the income. Right now there's 22,000 waiting again. Also, we won the election as expected. The constitution stays pretty much the same. Nothing that I would need to do there. Of course, we had the promise. Average healthcare happiness. We're at 43 right now. And yep, the second healthcare, the second clinic has been built. Let's upgrade this one. Let's increase the budget. and this should hopefully help there a bit. And I might just, on the other hand, on the other side, have some more parks again. For now. We can of course get something else then later. But for now I think parks will do just fine in here. So the clinic has a green surrounding. Oh no! Also, a earthquake is happening right now. Did any building get damaged in the process? I hope not. We might be seeing some ruins or something like that. Earthquake!
Tremors surely do not herald a big quake. Unless you say it is okay.
However, I've heard that natural disasters are not as loyal as penultimo, and perhaps we ought to plan some contingencies. The most expensive option is to strengthen all the buildings. Alternatively, an earthquake shelter can help citizens survive a collapsing building. Alternatively, seismologists are a very cost-effective way of seeming to have cared. Shake, rattle and roll deploys seismologists to take ineffectual readings. Yeah, let's go with that. That's that. So far so good. We have survived an earthquake. I don't see any ruins now itself. So I think this was just a little warning before it really goes into the next bigger earthquake. Stay tuned.